I was recently asked a question about using square format pictures in ProShow Producer, or ProShow Gold for that matter, and what actually happened is the person had taken a load of old pictures. They were sort of 2.5 inches square, and she'd scanned 6 in total onto a A4 sort of sheet, which was then in Photoshop, and she was going to use the crop straighten to take them off, but wanted to put them on the background before taking them into ProShow Producer. And I thought, why do that? You've got so many different options you can use for the background in ProShow Producer, so that's what I thought we'd take a look at. I've got a square image here. We're going to click on this square image here, but before I do that, let's just come up and have a look at Show. We're going to come down to Show Background. You'll notice the default color has been set to black. Let's click OK to that. Let's click on our image. We're going to drop it into slide position number 1. You'll notice in it goes. If I just click on it, you'll notice there it is with the black background. Let's come and click on this slide as well. Click in, drag in, dropping that in. There it is with the black background again. Right, let's come to slide position number 1. Let's double click. This is going to open up the slide option dialog box. If we just go to the effects tab, there it is showing keyframe number 1, keyframe number 2, and we got all the various panels down on the side. If we drop down to the backgrounds and sound, if we go to the default colors, clicking on this, this is where we can sort of change that default color. So if you put them in and they're black and you're thinking that's not quite what I want for this show and I want to change it for the entire show, this is where you can do it. Default for show, edit show background, click on the link here, brings us back to that dialog box we saw in the beginning. If we come in where we've got solid color, clicking on the set, we can now bring it across. If I just bring it in, you'll notice the color there just creeping in. You can see it in the corner there. If we come down, let's go for a neutral sort of grey. You can have whatever color you want, but say something like that. It's showing us a preview. Click on set color, click on OK, and there it is. If I click OK again, you'll notice the next slide as well has also got that neutral grey. In fact, if I add another one, you can see that's going to be neutral grey as well. Right, let's come back to this one. Right, let's pop in. Let's just take a look and see what other options we've got for the backgrounds while we're on this panel. Now, if you want to change the background for just the one slide, this is where you can do it. By clicking on this, you can change the color for this slide, or if you go down to Image, you can click on Browse. You can go to Select from Media Sources. That's a good idea. I've selected it now. Clicking on ProShow Producer 5 built-in content, or you can go to ProShow Gold built-in content. Clicking on this, navigate your way through. There's our backgrounds. If you click on this, there they all are. There's a huge range of different backgrounds that you can actually download. Covers all different types of events, from celebrations, holidays, through to school, to seasons, to sport, and there's wedding right the way down the bottom. Let's come back up to these, and I think this one here would look pretty good in the abstract range. Clicking on Open, and you'll notice the way it's changed. If I click OK, you'll notice it's just changed it for this particular slide. Even if I add another one here, you'll notice it's still got that grey background. Right, let's come back to this, because I had a bit of an idea. Always dangerous when this happens, but I had a bit of an idea. The fact is, you can actually use the image itself as a background. Let me show you. If we drop down to copy, clicking on copy, we're going to go to copy layer. This is going to copy layer. These are the slides we put in, so it's going to copy this layer here, so I'm going to tick the box there. We're going to come across, and I want to keep it in slide number 1. You could also copy it to slide number 2, 3 or 4, or to all 4 of them, but it's just this one I want to do. Clicking on copy and close is going to copy it. There it is, job done. Right, let's switch off number 2. This is going to be our background. You notice if I switch it on and off, not a lot's happening here. What we're going to do with our layer number 1 is we're going to come in with, we're going to reduce it down in size a little bit, perhaps taking it down to, I don't know, let's go to 60%. That should be pretty good, like that. Right, clicking on it, dragging it out off the side like this, and I just want to make sure it stays on the horizontal, so I'm going to click in the window here. I'm going to put in a figure of 0. That's going to keep it on a straight and narrow as it comes through. If we drop down where we've got the sort of the horizontal tilt, I'm going to come and I'm going to swing it round so it comes in like this. And if we just come clicking on it, I'm going to take it out a little bit further. Again, just keeping one eye on that 0. That should be pretty good. So it's going to start off in this position here. As we come through, there it is, it's going to come into that area, and Yeah, got that really nice blurry effect. I'll deal with that in just a second, but it's going to come to rest and it's going to come up to full size. Right, let's click on keyframe number 2. Don't particularly want it full size, but it would be nice to have it sort of perhaps about what we got. Let's go for 80%. Let's click in the window and put in 80 for 80%. That should be pretty good. Right, that's our first slide, our first layer. Let's switch that off. Let's come to our sort of layer number 2. Right, with this, we'll use this as a background. We'll come to the XY. We're going to take this up in size. Let's click on the first keyframe first. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah, wish I thought of that. Bringing it through into this sort of area, and we're in at, what, 204%. I'm just going to click, drag it down into that area like that. Would be pretty good. Come into keyframe number 1. If I right click, we're going to go to copy. If we come to keyframe number 2, I'm going to right click again and I'm going to go to paste. You see now pasted it in so it's exactly the same throughout. So with this now in position, if we just take a look, what's going to happen if I could just click down and move this across. Thank you. There it comes, and you can see the way that's working. That's looking pretty interesting, but we can do a lot more with it. Let's go to the adjustment tab. Now in the adjustment tab, don't forget we're on layer 2. We're going to come across, we're going to click on colorize. Colorize, you'll notice by default it has taken it to the black and white. We're going to leave it on that for just a second. We're going to come through, we're going to go to the white point. I'm going to take the white point up. I want to give it this sort of slightly bleached out look. We're going to come to the black point and again moving the black point across to the right. That looks pretty good like that. Come into blur and just blurring it to roughly that sort of area there. What have we got? 20%. Like the look of it. Right, now what we can also do with this is we can also come in, and if you remember when I started off I said the question was concerning some old pictures. Well, if you want to give it a little bit of an old look, you can do that as well. You can click on set. This is where you might like to come in. You might like to try a sort of slight sepia tone. In fact, I like that so much I'm going to click set. So that's now put that in and it set it to that slight sepia tone. Let's come to our layer number 1. Let's make sure we're working on layer number 1. You can see this is highlighted here. Alright, it's just off the corner, being a little bit shy. And what I'd like to do with this is just give it a bit more of a border, a bit more definition. So for that we're going to use a vignette. Now tick the vignette box and we're going to click on the little button. Through it comes up, it pops so we can see exactly what's going on. We're going to come down, we're going to click on solid color. That solid color is black. We're going to change it from black, we're going to go to white. We're going to click on set color. We're then going to come across and we're going to put in solid border. That looks better. Come into the vignette size. If we click on this, we can now bring this down, and as I bring it down, there's one more thing I need to do. You'll notice the way the little corners are showing here. So I'll deal with that in just a second, but I need to bring this into that area, and with the border underneath it gives it that little bit of a 3D look. I'm going to click OK, and if I just come back, what I did forget to do was fill corners, and that fill corners makes all the difference. So just make sure you check that. You can see that little checkerboard background coming down the side and in the corner. Look at the difference that makes. Click OK to that. Something else with this, just to give it a little bit more definition, we're going to click on shadow. Right, let's click on OK. If we come and we click, let's go to the beginning. If we click play, it's now going to come through and it's going to look something like this, which looks pretty good, but just a little bit fast and a little bit blurry into the second slide. So let's come and change this. We're going to click on, I'll tell you what, let's come to this one first. We're going to come to this one first, and if I right click, we're going to come to insert, we're going to come across to blank slide. In that goes, there it is, a blank slide. Don't forget it's taken on that default background. Right, let's come back to this one. Let's double click. Here we are, we're back in this slide, and what we're going to do is just go to effects. Now I said the timing was a bit fast, so we're going to drop down to our little watch and we're going to change this to, let's change it to 6. So we're going to have that coming across for 6 seconds. We're going to click OK to that. Something else we need to do is we need to take this slide and the last position, the end keyframe here, and paste it into the next slide, that blank slide, slide number 2. Right, to do that, we're going to drop down to copy. We're going to come to copy last keyframe to next slide all layers. This is going to stop that blurry effect. You'll notice the way it goes through. Let's come and we're going to click on the next slide, which is here. You'll notice that both keyframe number 1 and keyframe number 2 are in position. There's our background, that's in position as well. And what we can do with this is we can just click OK. Now when we come across, if I grab hold of this, if I start to move it across, you'll notice the way the slide's going to come in, it's going to come through, but you've still got that blurry effect there with the transition. All we need to do with that is put the transition time down to 0. If we come into the slide timing, we don't need 3 seconds, perhaps just 1 second will do, and there it is. So if we now come back to the start, if we click play, it's going to go to full screen. This is the way it's coming through. You can see the way we can sort of make the background nice square format into position like this, and then into the next slide, and there it is. Job done. You can do the whole thing again. You can change the background, do whatever you want to do with it. But go on, have a bit of fun. Until the next time, it's happy imaging and take care.